Moment for some time now. I'm not going to take too much of your time. It's time for the second contest for the 2025 edition of the Love FM High School Debate to come your way. Interestingly, when you're watching us on television, or maybe you're watching us on Facebook, if you look to the crowd or to the assembled students, the ladies are wearing the same kind of colored attire. You might think that they're from the same school. They are not. So I'm going to give you the differentiation right now. Oh, mess! Oh, mess! Oh, mess! Please stand. Please stand. So you can see that the other students are seated, still wearing their green, yeah? Okay. Oh, mess, you're standing because your debaters in no time will be mounting the podium, grabbing the microphone, and of course, just commence the debate. What I'm expecting of you right now is to sing for us your school anthem. So please sing it with pride. Please sing it with joy. So, if you're ready, Uncle Collins is going to help you by playing for you your school's anthem. All you need to do is to sing along. Are you ready? Yes. No. Are you ready? Yes. One more time. Are you ready? Yes. So on 3, 1, 2, go. And that was the anthem for Oppon Memorial Senior High School, and they go by the name Omes. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome their debaters. Principal speaker goes by the name Rosalind Owusu Edusei, and she's supported by Christabel Nyako. Make some noise for them. And from where I'm standing, I see some of the patrons and the teachers rallying support for them as well. They are for the motion, so they'll be seated to the seat to my right. Nana nom. Nana nom. One more time. Nana nom. Please be upstanding. Yes, stand. Now, you witnessed a while ago what students from Oppon Memorial did. You are students from Asanteman Senior High School. Let's do it one more time. Nana nom. Nana nom. Nana nom. Are you ready to sing your school anthem? With vim and vigor? With all the zeal you can master? If you are ready, Uncle Collins, they said you are ready. And hold on. This gentleman to my right is with us at Love 99.5. He's an old student of Asanteman. His name is Leo Stanley. Leo, I don't know whether you can join them and sing your school anthem. Yeah, he's forgotten how to sing a school anthem. But whichever way it is, Collins, we are waiting for you on 3, 1, 2, go. Some of you sang the song or the anthem whilst your eyes were closed. And I could see some of you smiling and the energy in the auditorium. Very, very beautiful. One more time, a round of applause for yourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome your debaters. AJ Kojo Blessing is the principal speaker. Entry Frimpong Ofori Maxwell is the supporting speaker. And if you can see what I'm seeing, well, it's going to be the battle of the sexes. To my left, I have all males, all boys. To my right, the female team are also there. So the men versus the women. If you're watching us on television on Joy Prime or Joy Learning, if you're watching us on Facebook on Love 99.5, if you're listening to us on radio on Love 99.5, please drop comments on our Facebook page. This is the Love FM High School's debate. Now the motion is the recent appreciation of the city is a 9-day wonder. The recent appreciation of the city is a 9-day wonder. Oppon Memorial, they are for the motion. Asanteman are against the motion. Mr. Accurate Timekeeper Emmanuel Koji, are you ready? Prove to me you are ready. He says he's ready. Our panel of judges, are you ready? Our ambassador chairperson, are you ready? Debaters, are you ready? The audience, are you ready? For the last time, make some noise! Okay. One more thing before I take my seat. What we're about to witness is an intellectual exercise. These young ones have been tasked to prepare on a motion to come and speak to it, either for or against. Now, whatever you hear, if it's your name, the name of an institution or a person, we're not here to malign or throw anybody under the bus. It's all purely an academic exercise. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the school that is speaking for the motion, OMES, and welcome Rosalind also to say the principal speaker to set the ball rolling.
When the roots are diseased, no flower can bloom long. This African proverb reminds us that no surface change, no matter how radiant, can last when the foundation remains flawed. The chairperson, respected judges, exact timekeeper, the GES, ARSRC, WDS Ashanti, our general sponsors, committed teachers and trainers, worthy opponents, eager viewers and listeners, all protocols duly observed. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am Rosalind Owusu-Adisei, the principal arguer for Oppon Memorial Senior High School. We are strongly for the motion, quote and unquote. The recent appreciation of the city is a 9-day wonder. The chair, my opponents are trying to convince the House to call it healing when a patient who has been on life support for years suddenly opens their eyes and starts swinging back and forth. But we from the royal land of Kokofu are saying they should wait a minute and ponder our argument first. To ensure clarity, I will give a layman's contextual definition to our key terms. Appreciation refers to the increase in the value of Ghanaian cedi against foreign currencies, whilst a 9-day wonder is something that causes excitement or optimism briefly, but quickly fades into insignificance or collapse. Ladies and gentlemen, in this debate, we argue that the recent appreciation of the cedi is short-lived, unsustainable, and do not reflect to real economic recovery. I will prove this with 5 strong points, and my dear supporting speaker will further cement our case. First and foremost, the chair, the recent appreciation of the cedi is driven by central bank controls. The cedi's appreciation did not arise from free market forces that emerges from real trade or commerce. It is the product of aggressive interventions by the Bank of Ghana, such as targeting bulk oil distributors and applying administrative restrictions on forex transfers. Peter Arthur said, "A policy, these tactics create illusion of currency strength, but suppress actual demands." MyJoyOnline.com notes government injection of $490 million in March 2025 to ease demand pressures. Colleagues, if a house being held by scaffolding, can it ever claim to stand on its own? Or what will happen if the central bank can no longer control supply? It's up to you. So our second point, panel. Ghana lacks real productivity and export competitiveness, rendering a sustainable appreciation of the cedi only a mirage. Distinguished judges, truth be told, the true strength of a currency lies in the strength of its economy. However, Ghana's productive base is alarmingly weak. We import everything from toothpick to tomatoes, whilst exporting mostly raw materials with less value addition. Dr. John Kwache, a director of research at the Institute for Economic Affairs, notes, and I quote, "A strong currency must reflect strong export, industrial output, manufacturing depth, not government spend," unquote. My opponent, let me ask you, how can a country whose economy is a foreign good for, it's a shopping mall for foreign goods, ever boast of strongly sustainable currency? So our third point in the panel, the city's track record proves its instability. The single judges, let us look at this precedent. According to Bank of Ghana in 2018, the city gained briefly, only to lose over 12% of its value a few months later. In 2022, it appreciated after an Eurobond issuance, only to crash by 54%, ranking among performing currencies. Panel, this happened in 2009, 2013, 2017, and 2021, and it is still happening. Even now in 2025, many economic analysts, Professor Godfrey Buckman of the University of Ghana, argued that the recent appreciation of the city is not anchored in long-term reforms, but temporary relief from IMF funds and reform controls. So my opponent, let me ask you again. If a student fails all the term, but passes single test, do we declare them brilliant? No. Or do we examine the course? 12th point in the panel, the appreciation of the city is politically timed. Let us not be deceived. It is a few months after an election year, and historically, Ghana's ruling government always conducts short-term economic boosts, currency stabilization, salary payments, and subsidies, only to make it seem the electoral promises are being fulfilled. It happened again in 2009, 2013, 2017, and 2021, and it is still happening. As Imani Ghana reported in their April 2025 economic bulletin, post-election currency stability has become the tradition of Ghana's politics, unsustained and cyclical. The chair and the house, let me ask, if you have seen the same movie 5 times and it always ends in tragedy, why should today be different? My opponent, why should today be different? 12th point, and most importantly, the chair, the persistent dollarization in Ghana undermines real appreciation. I ask, what is the real value of a currency that is not trusted even by its own people? Increasingly, landlords still charge rent in dollars, traders still hold foreign currencies, and still charge tuition fees in foreign denominations. Panel, Professor Steve Hanke, a global expert in currency in Johns Hopkins University, argued that persistent dollarization is a deep symptom of distrust in nations' economic management. The chair, unfortunately, this is the lived reality on Osu, Kumasi, and Tamale. So my opponent, if indeed the recent appreciation of the city is real and trustworthy, why will Ghanaians still queue for dollars in forex bureaus? The chair and the house, before I resume my seat, we don't need a prophet to tell us what our opponent will come here to say. My colleagues from Asanteman may argue that the currency's appreciation will lead to lower prices. Panel, that will be wishful thinking. Market behavior tells a different story. Traders are reluctant to reduce prices because they do not trust the stability of the city. As Joy Business reported, over 80% of traders will not revise price downward unless the trend is proven consistent. Again, my friends may also argue that we must support the city's recovery with optimism. But panel, optimism is not a substitute for analysis. Patriotism is important, but facts are sacred. If a doctor sees symptoms of disease, they do not ignore it because the patient is hopeful. Never. In the same way, we must be honest about our economy and treat the root cause, not just share the moment. Again, my opponent may argue that Ghana is aligning with global trends. Every economy fluctuates. But panel, it is true. But Ghana's case is different. Unlike developed economies with diversified exports and sound industrial bases, Ghana's fluctuations are based with weak fundamentals, over-reliance on 3 commodities, high debt, and import dependency. So no, my opponent, it is not the same kind of fluctuations. The Honorable Chair, respected judges, colleague debaters, exact timekeeper, all and sundry, we do not exchange temporary spikes for transformation, never. We see the recent appreciation of the city as what it truly is, a momentary shimmer clothed in hope. We therefore emphatically say that, indeed, the recent appreciation of the city is a 9-day wonder. Thank you.
Hello, hello. Interesting times ahead. Girl, we are having a debate, not a beauty pageant. Please relax. The chair, the house. Our argument today is purely based on empirical evidences because we from Asanteman, we came all the way from Swami to Christian Service University at Santase, not to preach any political propaganda, but to speak the truth. Oh yes. To you, the ever-wise chair, adjudication panel, man of the pendulum, members of the pro side, esteemed ladies and gentlemen, greetings. From the land of royalty, Asanteman Senior High, I am a J. Kwejo Blessing, principal speaker against the motion. I quote, the recent appreciation of the city, Dr. Peter Atta, is a 9-day wonder. Unquote. Ladies and gentlemen, for your comprehension, convenience, and clarity, I crave your indulgence to digest the motion to its simplest form. The chair and the house. According to the equals money, currency appreciation refers to the increase in the value of one currency relative to one another in the forex market. Ladies and gentlemen, the Merriam-Webster Dictionary also defines a 9-day wonder as something that has a short-lived sensation. Put together. The motion before us today simply seeks to posit that the increase in the value of the city will not last longer. And this is what my subordinate speaker and I strongly rise to contradict. Madam Jackson, before I draw into my main argument for this particular contest, kindly permit me to make reference and allusions to the statement of Honorable Kaisel Atuforson, who is the Minister in charge of Finance. Ladies and gentlemen, he said, and I quote and unquote, the appreciation of the city is not, oh yes, I repeat, it's not a 9-day wonder. Ladies and gentlemen, why do you think he said this? Madam Jackson, the reason is simple. Yes, we should all bear in mind that he is the minister in charge of finance, so he is also in charge of managing the fiscal policies here in the country. So my dear, if the one managing our fiscal policy is saying that the appreciation of the city is not an ideal wonder, how dare you come all the way from my hometown, Kokofu, to Christian Service University and try to charm the house into believing into what they are saying, that the appreciation of the city is an 9-day wonder. I'll even pardon you for that. Ladies and gentlemen, our first point in favor of our stance is the duration of the continuous appreciation of the city against foreign currencies. Ladies and gentlemen, there have been an appreciation of the city since January 2025. And Madam Jackson, we are now in June 2025. And the chair, this is about 6 months difference. So ladies and gentlemen, for the city to be appreciating for 6 good months and still counting can never and ever be termed as a 9-day wonder appreciation. 7 as at May 2025, as shown in the evidence presented. Now, judges, the chair, to surprise you more, the city has still appreciated against the dollar as at today at a rate of 10.24 to the dollar. The chair, the house, does this not give us the good impression that the city appreciation is not a 9-day wonder? Asanteman, what I'm saying, am I lying? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this clearly reveals to us the tremendous effort the government plus other stakeholders are putting in place to make sure that the city will appreciate and not to depreciate. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe my opponents here have started developing palpitation, but they should relax as I come with more relevant facts to prove their stance baseless. The chair, moving on. We are saying that it is baseless to say that the appreciation of the city is not a 9-day wonder due to sound fiscal policies. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make this more interactive. Yes, the chair, the appreciation of the city we are busily preaching about today is also attributable to the sound economic policies made by the government. Oh yes, and the chair, it is said to be on record that historically, government total expenditure for current years exceeds that of previous years. But the chair, the government have intentionally reduced its expenditure for this particular year, 2025, compared to that of 2024. Now, the house. Evidence. The house, according to citynewsroom.com, government total expenditure is honorable. Please, my evidence is available. It's estimated around 269 billion compared to the figure of 2024, which is 279 billion. The chair, the house. The effect is that the reduction in the total expenditure also helped to reduce the demand or the pressure for the dollar, hence causing the city to appreciate. Dr. Peter Atta. And not to depreciate. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a deliberate policy influencing the appreciation of the city. And my dear, could this be a 9-day wonder? I bet you're wondering. Moving on to point 3, the chair, the house. I argue that the appreciation of the city is not a 9-day wonder due to the appreciation of the city is not a 9-day wonder because of the gold purchase program, the chair and the house. This is where the Bank of Ghana buys our locally produced gold using the Ghanaian cedi. And madam, it may interest you to know that it helped to reduce, oh yes, I repeat, it helped to reduce the pressure on the Ghanaian cedi. Now, for clear argument and development, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to talk about the Gold for Oil initiative, the chair, the house. This is where the government exchange gold with oil from the oil marketers. And Madam Jackson, it may interest you to know that these oil marketers I'm talking about needs a whooping $400 million every single year to be able to purchase or to be able to import oil. And the truth is, after the importation of the oil, they then come and exchange the oil for gold with the government. And this clearly reveals to us that the demand for the dollar has now decreased. Hence, Asanteman causing the city to appreciate and not to depreciate. Ladies and gentlemen, our argument is so clear. Since you are getting the understanding, therefore, I submit to point 4. Ladies and gentlemen, I argue that the appreciation of the city is not a 9-day wonder due to the monetary policy and central bank interventions. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bank of Ghana's prudent monetary policies, including interest rate adjustment and forex market intervention, have also helped to stabilize the currency. Now, judges, according to citynewsroom.com, the Bank of Ghana injected about $500 million to support the local currency in April 2025. The chair, the house, we should bear in mind that every gold is now purchased by the government, and when the gold is sold, all the dollars are brought to the central bank. And the chair, this means that the central bank can inject the dollars into the economy or into the system anytime, which is more sustainable. Hence, not a 9-day wonder. Just simple. Since you have apprehended to it. Moving on to point 5, last but not least point in the chair, I argue that the appreciation of the city can never and ever be a 9-day wonder as a result of the improvement in gold reserve. Ladies and gentlemen, every currency that performs well globally is said to have a lot of gold reserves backing it. And the chair, according to the trading economics data, the best performing currency in the world is the US dollar because it has over 8,000 metric tons of gold backing it. But the chair, unfortunately, as of 2023, Ghana had about 8 metric tons backing the city. And the chair, this prompted the then government, madam, it prompted the then government to introduce the gold reserve accumulation policy. And the chair, this has helped to increase our gold reserve to over 32 metric tons as of May 2025. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the appreciation of the city we are witnessing now is as a result of this policy, or is as a result of some substantial policies made by the government plus other stakeholders, so that the city will appreciate and not to depreciate. Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I heard my opponent saying that, making reference to myjoyonline.com, saying that the government injected $400 million without tendering in any evidence. He who assesses must prove. So the chair, we are having a debate, so therefore we are dealing with facts and figures and evidences, not mere opinions. Please and please. Again, the chair, I heard my opponents making reference to historical parallels, telling us that the appreciation of the city for the past years wasn't effective. And for that matter, the appreciation of the city is indeed a 9-day wonder. My dear, did you really say that? Making reference to historical parallel, my dear, has loses its credibility in today's context because the chair, we learn from past experiences. Asanteman, don't we learn from past experiences? Last year, we were on this particular podium, yes, this particular Live FM show, and we were eliminated in the round of 16. So the chair, we've gone back to learn from our mistakes. That is why we are here. So the chair, all that I'm trying to tell the house is that, those years they were referring to 2022, 2017, 2020. The chair, all those years, the mistakes we did, they are now serving as a reference to us so that we can learn from it, so that we can make that mistakes in this particular year and the consequent years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
The chair and the house, good afternoon. I am Christabel Nyako, the supporting speaker for Oppon Memorial Senior High School. I rise with confidence to reinforce our firm belief that, quote and unquote, the recent appreciation of the cedi is a 9-day wonder, a momentary sparkle destined to fade because it is not grounded in the raw, resilient and reform-driven transformation. But the chair, I will offer 3 additional points to fortify our stance and also rebut some blatant falsehood, factual inaccuracies, and misplaced analogies churned out by my quite overwhelmed opponent. To our 6th point, the panel. Ghana's debt overhang still threatens long-term stability. As of March 2025, Ghana's public debt exceeds 658 billion Ghana cedis, and nearly 71% of the government's revenue is consumed by debt servicing alone. Ministry of Finance 2025. This is not a sign of strength. It is economic suffocation marked by currency cosmetics. And yes, the appreciation of the cedi may reduce the cedi equivalent of our dollar-denominated debt. But the chair, is that not merely moving figures while underlying burden faces? As Dr. Teo Echampong, a leading economist, stated in a recent lecture, quote and unquote, appreciation without restructuring is like repainting a cracked wall. So my opponents, can a nation shackled by debt and dependent on bailouts truly claim victory when its currency switches upward for a few weeks? To our 7th point, the chair, the absence of export diversification makes the cedi's appreciation unsustainable. Economically speaking, currency strength must reflect economic diversification, not independence. Ghana's economy still leans on 3 pillars: gold, cocoa, and oil, which are not only volatile, but also vulnerable to climate shocks, price fluctuations, and geopolitical instability. According to UNCTAD 2023, countries with narrow export portfolios experience frequent exchange rate instability because they lack buffers when global market turns sour. The chair, Ghana is no exception. Just look back to 2022, when cocoa prices dropped and oil shipments delayed, the cedi nosedived by 54%, becoming the world's worst performing currency for that year. The chair, ladies and gentlemen, we are flying with one wing and celebrating we have left the ground. My opponents, how far can we go before the crash? Last but not least, the panel. Price sickness prevents economic relief for citizens. Now, let us descend from macroeconomics to the market woman at Kejetia, the driver at Kasua, and the students of Asanteman. Even with the recent appreciation, prices of goods have not dropped. Fuel remain expensive. Groceries remain unaffordable, and transport fares remain unchanged. This is due to price thickness, when prices rise with inflation but do not fall with deflation. According to a Joy Business Market Report, May 2025, over 80% of traders say they are unwilling to reduce prices because they do not trust the stability of the cedi. The chair, ladies and gentlemen, colleague debaters, what good is a so-called cedi if it cannot buy you cheaper kinky, affordable books, or reduce the cost of daily life? Now, rebuttals. Government policies are working. That's why the cedi has appreciated. My opponents argued. Panel, if the policies are working, the results will be long-term. Instead, we are witnessing another short-lived cycle. Real policy impacts takes time. So consistency and reforms, not last-minute patchwork before elections or IMF reviews. My opponent again made an assertion that the Bank of Ghana's forex interventions show stability. Really? Intervention doesn't show strength. It shows the opposite. It is like injecting steroids into an athlete to keep them running temporarily. Remove the support and the cracks will resurface. A strong currency do not need constant rescue missions. Again, the chair, the appreciation is reducing inflation, my opponents say. My opponents, maybe in theory, but not in reality. Prices are not falling. From Kejetia to Medina, people are still paying more for goods and transport. Economists call this price sickness. And it proves that the appreciation hasn't improved everyday life. Again, my opponents argue that Ghana is aligned with global trends. Every economy fluctuates. It is true, But Ghana's case is different. Unlike developed economies with diversified exports and sound industrial bases, Ghana's fluctuations are based with weak fundamentals, over-reliance on three commodities, high debt, and import dependency. So no, it is not the same kind of fluctuations. Honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen, respected audience, the evidence is irrefutable. The appreciation of the cedi is a fragile flare, not a burning torch. It is backed by foreign speculations, propped up by debt, and protected by political cosmetics, but not by real productivity, industrial reforms, or fiscal strength. We see clearly that the appreciation of the cedi is a 9-day wonder, impressive at a glance, deceptive at its core, and doomed without any deep-rooted economic transformation. Thank you.
Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, economists generally consider currency appreciation sustainable if only it can last for 6 months. I mean, at least 6 months. Yes. And if the recent appreciation of the cedi has shown some signs of stability for 8 good months, my opponent, why then do you still claim that the recent appreciation of the cedi is a 9-day wonder? To you, the Honorable Chairperson, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen, good day. From the land of Asanteman, I am Enchi Frimpong Ofori-Maxo, the supporting speaker to speak against the motion, quote, the recent appreciation of the cedi is a 9-day wonder, unquote. Ladies and gentlemen, as a supporting speaker, I would like to proceed with my argument. We argue that the recent appreciation of the cedi can never and ever be a 9-day wonder because of the reduction in speculative demand for the dollar. Ladies and gentlemen, speculative demand involves the buying and selling of other currencies, and specifically the dollar, with the aim of making profit from short-term fluctuations in exchange rates. Again, the chair of the House, it includes the dollar hoarding, and this is accumulating and holding onto other foreign currencies in anticipation of future changes in the exchange rate. Now, ladies and gentlemen, however, the government's effort to reduce speculative demand has contributed to the stability of the cedi, leading to the cedi's appreciation. Now, to clear doubts and confusion, according to the graphic online, in recent times, the Bank of Ghana has rolled out tough measures and set up task force to monitor the Forex Bureau. Again, the Bank of Ghana has banned all Forex Bureau from advertising their rates outside and even on the social media. Also, there is an improved confidence in the fiscal policies of the government. For example, the chair, when the government of Ghana read its budget in March, that's earlier this year, the appreciation of the cedi has been very steep, indicating the confidence in the fiscal policies of the government. The chair, this is not a windfall gain, no, but these are clear policies influencing speculative demand for the dollar. So, my dear opponent, where lies your argument? To our second point, the chair, to our 7th point, we argue that the recent appreciation of the cedi is not a 9-day wonder because of the institution of the Ghana Gold Board. Ladies and gentlemen, the government, in an attempt to ensure permanent cedi appreciation, has instituted the Ghana Gold Board. Yes, the Ghana Gold Board has been mandated to buy the locally produced gold. Yes, previously, private individuals bought the locally produced gold and kept the dollars to themselves. But now, the Ghana Gold Board buys the locally produced gold with our own currency, which I mean is the cedi, and then in exchange of the foreign currency, which are then given to the central government. Now, according to the Ghana Web, the chair, the Ghana Gold Board has earned the country a whopping amount of $2.7 billion. My opponent, did you hear that? I said a whopping amount of $2.7 billion. Yes, only from gold exports between the months of January and April 2025. Just in 4 months. Yes, this was made known by the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Ladies and gentlemen, panel, this $2.7 billion I'm talking about was supposed to be in the hands of private individuals some time ago, but now, because of the institution of the Ghana Gold Board, it is in the hands of the central government. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a true policy direction, and so we can boldly say again that the recent appreciation of the cedi is not a 9-day wonder. To our last point, the chair, we assert that it is illogical to assume that the recent appreciation of the cedi is a 9-day wonder because of the decline in inflation rates. Ladies and gentlemen, inflation, as an economic student, inflation refers to the persistent rise in the prices of general goods and services over a particular period of time. As a result, inflation caused the demand for the dollar to increase, whilst the cedi depreciates. But panel, in recent times, the
Remember to watch us live on Joy Learning, Joy Prime on your multi-TV video box. Listen to us live on radio, Love 99.5 FM, and follow us on social media with the hashtag LUVFMHSD. This is the 7th edition of the Love FM High Schools Debate, trumpeting the voice of young ones on issues of national interest. Everybody, I know you miss all of these nostalgic moments on the Love FM High Schools Debate. Yes, the action, the excitement, the display of knowledge, wisdom, the past.
The Christian Service University, a fully chartered private university in Ghana, is inviting applications for admission. Undergraduate programs include BSc Nursing and Midwifery, Computer Science, Information Technology, Bachelor of Business Administration, BA Communication Studies, Planning and Social Development, and Theology with Administration. Postgraduate programs include MSc in Accounting and Finance, Monitoring and Evaluation, Corporate Planning and Governance. We have MA MPhil Communication Studies, MA Christian Ministry with Management, Event Management, MPhil English and Mathematics Education. With quality, faculty and state-of-the-art facilities, we blend academic work with entrepreneurial mindset in all our programs. For more information, please call 0246 275375 024.
I know you miss all of these nostalgic moments on the Love FM High Schools debate. Yes, the action, the excitement, the display of knowledge, wisdom, the grit, the power. Yes, which school is the biggest when it comes to debating in the Ashanti region? Which school is going to be crowned the 7th winner? Your guess is as good as mine. Remember to watch us live on Joy Learning, Joy Prime on your multi-TV digital box. Listen to us live on radio, Love 99.5 FM, and follow us on social media with the hashtag LUVFMHSD. This is the 7th edition of the Love FM High Schools debate, trumpeting the voice of young ones on issues of national interest.
The enviable support given to us by international partnership will be like we're trying to be enemies of our own self.
Back. Which side do you represent? For or against the motion? Stay glued to your superstation Love 99.5 FM, Joy Learning and Joy Prime as we bring to you the biggest stage where schools in Ashanti show their prowess through debate. Rally behind your alma mater to glory as gallant young men and women from the various senior high schools in Ashanti elucidate their stance on matters of national interest. Catch us live on Love 99.5 FM on...
Is a 9-day wonder. Ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, I would like to
So one more time, apologies. We're having a bit of a technical challenge, but I can assure you now that all is set. We're not going to have any more challenges. Earlier we had a supporting speaker from, Asanteman on the floor. All the speakers have spoken. The principals and supporting speakers have all spoken. We'll go back to the principal speakers for their summaries, and then we'll take it from there. One more time,
sometimes all you need is something sweet to snack out that hunger. Something for your day-to-day papa. Something sweet for the base. Something sweet when the sun is up. Something sweet for the workers.
Grandpa, I'm here, and the name is Gary, and I have a plate.
We never said the appreciation of the city is not making a good impact. Recheck it. We said that the negativity outweighed the positivity. And that is why we are saying the recent appreciation of the city is a 9-day wonder. Meaning anything that has more negativity will never stay in the economy. It will shortly fade away. Panel, I would like to rebut my opponent, the words that they said, before I go straight to my summary. My opponent again made an assertion that the Bank of Ghana's forex interventions show stability. Really? I'm very shocked. Panel, intervention doesn't show strength. It shows the opposite. It is like injecting storage into an athlete to keep them running temporarily. Remove the support, and the cracks will resurface. A strong currency do not constant rescue missions. Again, my opponent, you said that the appreciation will lead to lower prices. That is wishful thinking, panel. Market behavior tells different story. Traders are reluctant to reduce prices because they do not trust the stability of the city. As Joy Business reported, over 80% of traders say they are unwilling to revise prices downward unless the trend is moving constantly. Panel, before the reduction of the dollars or the cedis, Vienna was 3 Ghana cedis. Even now, it is 3 Ghana cedis. So where is the reduction? Again, my opponent said that, you made a statement that, you said that even the Minister of Finance stated that the city is not reducing. But my opponent, what evidence did you show? As you said, we talk with evidence, not what you want to say. Again, you made a statement that I came here to do beauty pageant, but we came here to model. Again, panel, my opponent, we are not talking about it being a private thing or public thing. You said the recent appreciation has been held by private and whatever. We are talking about the stability of the recent appreciation of the city. Again, my opponent, don't you have any more points to raise? You have been raising the same point over and over again. You raised the point that government policies are working. That's why the city has appreciated. And we rebutted that if the policies are working, the results will be long-term. Instead, we have been witnessing another short-lived recycle. That is why we said it happened in 2009, 2013, 2017, and 2021. And it is still happening. The chair, ladies and gentlemen, I am on this podium once again to give a strong conclusion, rebut opposing views where necessary, and reiterate our stance. In speaking in favor of the motion today, we raised and explained 8 well-researched points. First, we said the appreciation of the city is driven by central bank controls. Again, Ghana lacks real productivity and export competitiveness, rendering a sustainable appreciation of the city only a mirage. Again, we argue that the city's track record proves its instability. Again, the persistent dollarization in Ghana undermines raw appreciation. Sixth, we argue that Ghana's debt overhang still threatens long-term stability. 7, the absence of export diversification makes the city's appreciation unsustainable. The chair and house, ladies and gentlemen, we strongly and emphatically say that indeed the recent appreciation of the city is a 9-day wonder. Thank you.
Hello. The chair, the house. I'm on my feet once again, but this time not to beautifully cascade or articulate words, rather the recapitulation of the cogent points, which was raised by my able subordinate speaker and I. Ladies and gentlemen, we argue against the motion. I quote, the recent appreciation of the city is an 9-day wonder, unquote, due to the following reasons. 1, judges, the duration of the continuous appreciation of the city against foreign currencies. 2, due to the sound fiscal policies. 3, due to the gold purchase program. 4, because of the monetary policy and central bank intervention. We are bold to say that the appreciation of the city can never and ever be a 9-day wonder. 5, as a result of the improvement of gold reserve. 6, because of the reduction in speculative demand for the dollar, as my supporting speaker said. 7, due to the institution of the Ghana Gold Board, judges. And last but not least, point the chair, because of the decline in the inflation rate. Now, judges, I heard my opponent saying that the city appreciation is driven by central bank intervention. My dear, please, it seems you are trying to contradict yourself. Yes, because the chair, what truly sustained the city appreciation is the strong monetary policy by the government and the Bank of Ghana. Also, Ghana has increased gold exports and foreign reserves, strengthening the city from within, not just outside help. My dear, next time, ask your patron, please and please. Again, the chair, my opponents came here and said that over 80% of traders said they are struggling because of the appreciation of the city. My dear, who told you that? The chair, even the 80% here, the chair, Dr. Peter Atta, is questionable. Because the chair, it seems that the 80% they told us, it means that they are providing us with economical information. The chair, the house, we really need the total number of people. The chair, what if this 80% they told us is only 5 people? The chair, we need the actual number, my dear. As I said, we are having a debate so that we are dealing with facts and figures. Please and please. Again, the jury, my opponents came here and said that Ghana lacks real productive, and for that matter, the appreciation of the city is a mirage. My dear, do you know the meaning of a mirage? Mirage is something that we cannot see. Asanteman, am I lying? But for this appreciation of the city, Dr. Peter Arthur, we are witnessing it. It is going on in the country. And Dr. Peter Arthur, Madam, Professor, Madam Jackson, David, Patricia, and even Auntie Becca can attest to it that majority of Ghanaians, we are embracing the appreciation of the city. My dear, you know that, so don't try to be enemies of progress. Please and please. Again, the jury, my opponents came here and said that the appreciation, with regards to John, Honorable Kesel Atoforsen's point, they said we didn't present any evidence. My dear, did you really know? You can go and ask one of our panelists. You can ask the empiricism man, Dr. Peter Arthur. Doctor, didn't we present evidence? Of course, we did present evidence. So, my dear, why then lies your argument claiming that we didn't present any evidence? The chair, the house, with this, my submissions are clear. Thank you.
You know something? From beauty pageants to modeling on stage, the second contest is over. I don't know who was doing the beauty pageant, who was modeling and all that. All I know is I enjoyed myself. Question is, did you enjoy yourselves? Omes. 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 Nananom. 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 Make some noise for your debaters. Yeah. Well, it tells you that the 2025 edition of the Love FM High School Debate is going to be filled with fireworks. I enjoyed myself. I'll be doing some modeling, once I leave the stage, and make way for Patricia and Lady Becca to take it over as they give to us a few mentions from our proud sponsors. Becca, you are modeling, and then you are doing what? Patricia?
I think I'm just walking. Anyway, let's say thank you once again to Gimpa Kumasi Campus. They're inviting prospective applicants for admission into various diploma, undergraduate, postgraduate diploma, and postgraduate programs. We also have a 4-month postgraduate diploma in occupational safety, health, and environmental management. We run evening and weekend classes aside the regular morning and afternoon lectures. Visit our campus behind the Kumasi City Mall, Kumasi, and also visit www.gimpa.edu.gh for more details.
We also say a big thank you to Trade Winds Chemist. They are the most effective anti-malarial treatment, Tramatem. Tramatem is an artemisinin-based product that contains artemether and lumefantrine. The 24 blister pack of Tramatem tablets is a 6-dose full-course treatment for malaria. Do consult your doctor if symptoms persist after 3 days.
We're told by Okofor that they'll be giving us anti-floral tissues, or they should buy more because they will need it. Let's see what happens at the end of the day. But I'm also here to tell you that floral tissues provide your homes, schools, offices, and cars with the most hygienic, affordable option to clean dirt, sweat, makeup, or even mucus. Now, Flora disposable 3-ply handkerchiefs, toilet rolls, multi-purpose towels, table napkins, and box tissues come in beautiful new packaging such as Flora Joy, Flora Smile, Flora Giant, and Flora Kids. Get Flora tissues today from any shop and also in traffic. Flora tissues, we say thank you for making us #1.
Now, if you really want to enjoy your wache, banku, kenke, gari, plain or braised or fried rice, yam or plantain, then I recommend you spice it up with womame shito. Se mekasa womame shito akase unikra ubedi. Womame shito.
Unikra ubedi.
Womame shito.
Unikra ubedi.
All right, womame shito is prepared with wholesome, healthy, natural ingredients and under hygienic conditions. It has been packaged in small and big sachets, making it convenient for your engagements, parties, funerals, homes, students, and family. Womame Shito comes in mild and hot flavors. Grab a sachet today in all supermarkets and enjoy the great taste of Womame Shito. This is FDA approved. Womame Shito. Wundi Kra Wubidi.
We are taking a trip to Grady Enterprise where they are bringing us family products. And so if you care about your family's health and crave delicious meals, it is time to discover the taste that everyone is talking about with family products. They are family mackerel in tomato sauce, family sardines in vegetable oil, and the rich, tasty family tomatoes mix. Now, family products are rich in nutrients and made with your family's health in mind. So whether it is breakfast, lunch, or dinner, family products have got you covered. Remember that you can get family products in all supermarkets nationwide.
Give your eyes the best attention and care they deserve this year. Don't play with your eyes at all. With more than 34 years of experience, Robert & Sons Limited Services continue to offer comprehensive eye care services such as eye specialist services, pediatric eye care services, visual field testing, optical coherence tomography scan, corporate eye care services, sale of 100% original and unbeatable frames, contact lenses, and so much more. You can visit Robert & Sons Limited Optical Services today at Adabraka, Osudankwa Circle, Tema Community 6, Wager, East Legon, Adenta, and Ahojo right here in Kumasi. Robert & Sons Limited Optical Services. Seeing is believing.
Now, Royal Mental Arithmetic System is the only abacus program that applies the mental arithmetic concept to everyday life. Royal Maths lays a strong foundation for critical thinking and STEM education for your wards. In Royal Maths, we play, learn, and apply the concept, making it a whole unique brain development program. It is time to help your children overcome the fear of math, boost their confidence, and also make them geniuses. Royal Maths, unique education. Royal Maths, every child is a champion. Royal Maths, we conquer the world.
We also say a very big thank you to Amanano Rural Bank PLC Limited, which has made banking very easy. Do you need a loan urgently to turn things around in your life? Then Amanano Rural Bank is here to offer you special commercial loans, salary loans, auto loans, access financial loans or access finance loans, personal loans, group loans, SME loans, bonanza loans, cocoa agric loans, and our hottest and Nkoswo microfinance loans. We also operate current accounts, savings accounts, fixed deposits, Nkoswo microfinance savings, and the Enidaswo Susu savings. Come to us for your local and international money transfers. You can locate our head office at Nginehini opposite the lorry station and other branches at Imrum, Esreso, Ebuakwa, Tafo, Bibieni, and Asafo markets near the VVIP bus terminal. Amanano Rural Bank, service beyond expectation.
Now, every child with a good future depends on the foundation you lay for them at the basic level. So if you're a school or you're a parent looking for quality NACA and GES approved English, science, maths, and computing textbooks for your wards, then come to Best Brain Publications. They have got you sorted. Now, we produce all subjects books for children at crèche, nursery, kindergarten, primary, up to the high school level. Locate us at Pankrono, and remember that Best Brain, they are helping us to secure the well-being of our children for tomorrow.
Now, New Generation Investment Services Limited, NGIS, offer managed investments, assist with pension planning, and manage Tier 2 and Tier 3 pensions. We have the Enidaswo Mutual Fund, NGIS Money Market Fund, and private funds. Talk to our seasoned advisors about your investment goals and aspirations. NGIS is licensed by the Securities and Exchange Commission and the National Pensions Regulatory Authority. Locate us on the first floor, Cocoa Board House, Adum, or visit www.ngis-group.com for other details. NGIS, achieving excellent results on your investment.
Now I'm going to say thank you to Palm University and finally to Esilali Empire, that is your official makeup artist for the Love FM High Schools debate. Sign up today for our 2-week intensive or 3 months regular makeup class and become a professional. Book us today and also look beautiful for all your occasions. We also sell ladies wear, quality designer shoes, accessories, perfumes, body splashes, you just name it. Now also come and enjoy our signature nutritious vegetable, chicken, potato, and pasta salad prepared fresh daily at Salado GH. Call us right now on 024-799-0760 and place all your orders for your delicious local dishes for events, home menu, and even your divorce parties, okay? Locate Esilali Empire and Salado GH at Amakom next to Wache Kumase. Esilali Empire, we say your world of beauty and more.
Now, special thanks to Premium Foods and Ultimate Fashions. David, who's winning the contest?
Well, I wish I knew, but unfortunately, I don't.
Oh.
But one thing I do know is that I've enjoyed my afternoon.
That's right.
It's been worth my while. And so one more time to all of you in this beautiful auditorium at the Christian Service University. Round of applause for yourselves, for your school, and for your debaters. A round of applause for, the ambassador and, of course, the chairperson for the Love FM High School Debate, Mrs. Teresa Jackson, here with us from the Jackson University College. And, of course, our panel of judges. Show them some love. And to the accurate timekeeper, Emmanuel Koje. And, of course, to Patricia, Becca, and to all the Love FM team. Team of drivers, social media, handlers, technicians, everybody. One more time to all of you, that brief challenge we had. Please forgive us. It's part of the show. These are live broadcasts. Things like that, happen. If students of Okonfa-Notche are outside at the foyer, please join us inside. Okonfa-Notche Senior High School, join us inside. St. Louis, please kindly join us as well. Let's do this very, very quickly. Your result is in. Your result is in. I want to announce it. And whilst I do the announcement, I want to see your faces and the jubilation. And if you don't mind, even the sadness and all that. So, Okonfa-Notche, St. Louis, please. Some of you join us in here very, very quickly. Let's do this very quickly, please. All right, so we know that the debaters for Okonfa-Notche were Asia Bewaya Mohammed and, of course, Zenato Ejay. We also have that of St. Louis as Seiram Jandu and Pamela J.B. Morrison. Now the results. For your information, we have what we call the majority decision. Majority means that we have 3 panel of judges. Out of the 3, 2 can score for the winning school. That is defined or determined as the majority. But when we say a unanimous decision, it means that all 3 judges scored for the winning school. So let's now go through the results of Okonfa-Notche Senior High School, Oppon-Memorial SHS. When it comes to organization and clarity, one of the judges scored for you 24, the other scored 21, and the other 26. If you put it together, it amounts to 71. Argument and development, one of the judges scored for you 21, the other 19. The third judge scored 25. Put together is 65. Let's now talk about effective use of rebuttal. One of the judges scored for Okonfa-Notche Senior High School 8, the other one 7, and the other 12. So 8, 7, 12 amounts to 27. When it comes to presentation style, Okonfa-Notche Senior High School, a judge scored for you 8, the other scored for you 6, and the other also scored for you 6. So 8, 6, 6 amount to 20. Then role as a particular debater. One judge scored 7, the other scored 6, and then the other scored 5. 7, 6, 5 amounts to 18. So 71, 65, 27, 20, 18 amounts to 201 for Okonfa-Notche Senior High School. Now the results for St. Louis. Same style. Organization and clarity. One judge scored 26, the other 27, the other scored 26, 26, 27, 26 amounts to 79. Argument and development. One of the judges scored 26, the other 26, and yet the other 26. So 26, 26, 26 amounts to 78. Effective use of rebuttal. St. Louis. One of the judges scored for you 14, the other 11, and the other 11. So 14, 11, 11, that amounts to 36. Presentation style for St. Louis. 7 was the score given to you by one judge. 10 was the score given to you by the other, and the other gave you 9. 7, 10, 9 amounts to 26. Then role as a particular debater. One judge scored 9, the other 8, the other also 9. So 79, 78, 36, 26, 26 amounts to 245. So the school advances to the next stage of the 2025 edition of the Love FM High School Debate by a unanimous decision in St. Louis Senior High School. To Okonfa-Notche Senior High School, you gave it a good fight. You did very, very well. I enjoyed your debate. But listen, this is what the judges put together. We hope to see you next year. That is Okonfa-Notche Senior High School. And you know what, Okonfa-Notche, this is the first time out of the 7 years that you're part of this debate. And you gave a very good account of yourself. Be proud of yourselves. Put your hands together for Okonfa-Notche Senior High School. But make some noise for St. Louis Senior High School. Now we move on to that of Oppon Memorial and Asanteman. Please put your hands together for debaters for Oppon Memorial. Rosalind Owusu and Christabel Nyako. Not forgetting AJ Kojo Blessing and Entry Frimpong Ofori Maxwell. Ladies and gentlemen, your results. I will start with that of Oppon Memorial Senior High School. Organization and clarity, one judge scored for you 28, the other scored 26, and the other 22. 28, 26, 22 amounts to 76. When it comes to argument and development, Oppon Memorial, one judge scored for you 25, the other scored 25, the other one scored 22. 25, 25, 22 amounts to 72. Let's talk about effective use of rebuttal. One of the judges scored for you 13, the other 12, the last judge scored 16, so 13, 12, 16 amounts to 41. Now, presentation style, Oppon Memorial, one judge scored for you 9, the other also scored 9, the last judge scored 9. 9, 8, 9 amounts to 26. Role as a particular debater, Oppon Memorial, one of the judges scored for you 9, the other scored 8, the last judge scored 9, so 9, 8, 9 also amounts to 26. So let's put them together. 76, 72, 41, 26, 26 amounts to 241 for Oppon Memorial. Asanteman Senior High School. Organization and clarity. You got 22 from one of the judges. You got 24 from another and 23 yet from the other. 22, 24, 23 amounts to 69. Argument and development. Asanteman, one judge scored for you 18. The other 23, the last judge scored 23. 18, 23, 23 is 64. Effective use of rebuttal of Asanteman, one judge scored 9, the other scored 9, the last judge scored 13. 9, 9, 13 amounts to 31. Presentation style, Asanteman, one judge scored 7, the other scored 6.5, the other one scored 8, amounts to 22. 7, 6.5, 8 amounts to 22. Then role as a particular debater, Asanteman, one judge scored for you 7, the other 6.5, the other one 8. So 7, 6.5, 8 amounts to 22. So 69, 64, 31, 22, 22 amounts to 207. So by a unanimous decision, Oppon Memorial moves on to the next stage of the Love FM High School debate. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your information. Tomorrow we get to meet again here in this beautiful auditorium for another showdown. Tomorrow, another showdown. 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. we'll be here. 2 contests tomorrow. Oppon Memorial and of course, St. Louis. Sing your school anthem as you go to school. And of course, be proud of yourselves. To Omes and Co. will say, well, that is to say, to Asanteman and Okofanochi, better luck next time. To all our judges who are, of course, our chairperson, to everyone who made this possible, God bless all of you and have a good evening.
David, and we are here. We have seen the end of contest 1 and contest 2 of the preliminary stage of the 7th edition of the Love FM High Schools debate happening at the Christian Service University in Kumasi. And at the end of today's competition, yes, from the first contest, St. Louis Senior High School have made it to the next round, and at the next competition, which was contest 2, Oppon Memorial have also made it to the next stage of this competition. And so we are here to speak with them. Let's find out from them how excited or otherwise they are for the fact that they have qualified. Let me just go and start off with the ladies from St. Louis. Tell me, how tough did you find today's battle?
Okay, so thank you. We are ladies from St. Louis. No competition is tough, but we don't brag. We only show the action. You get it?
Interesting. Let me also hear from you. What do you want to say to your friends from Okonfanoche?
Okay, so we are pace set. We actually set the pace. Next time so well, then come back next.
See, I have the patron from the 2 schools. I can have the joy and the gentleman from Okonfanoche join me even before I speak to my friends from Oppon Memorial. Stand behind me, please. And, let's find out from you. You told us before the competition, someone.
Yes.
What happened to Okonfanoche?
Actually, someone truly died. You see, this is Okonfanoche's first time. Our first time coming here. So this is our first time. And I would say my my ladies did their best, but it was not enough. We will come back better next time. So we hope that they do not take it to heart that much and go back and do the necessary things and come back next year. I believe we will do our best when we come back next year.
What would you want to tell St. Louis?
I will tell my girls here that they did well. They should keep it.
Okay, all right, thank you so much. Let me move to the Joy patron for someone truly died.
You see, you know it's your first time, but you came here and you were like, we will die. You are going to kill us. Hey! You see, when I started, I said, empty barrel makes the most noise. And comparing to what they said to ours, we just didn't say a lot. They were talking blah, blah, blah. We said, something small, you'll be out. You see the gap, 201 and 240 something. They shouldn't even come again. They shouldn't come to Love FM again. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Joy. I can now have the teachers from Oppon Memorial and also patron join me. No problem like that. It's fine. Let's congratulate you and tell me, how did you conquer your opponent?
With a lot of hard work and resilience. We knew the task wasn't easy at all, especially after the balloting. The patron for Asanteman was asking us where our debaters, they will beat us. But we knew it was not in the talk, it was in the hard work. And we didn't go to sleep. And we know God has really honored our hard work and labor. We look forward to our next contest. We know it's a new dynamic that the competition is taking by giving emotions to us 2 days before time. Right now that we've had our first contest ahead of time, we are going to prepare seriously for that and then match any school that comes. We are very confident and we are very happy for today's results.
Okay, now I'm going to move to this lady. What did you see when Asanteman was debating?
Actually, before I say anything, I was really sad before we started the competition because one of the patrons from Asanteman said we are cowpeas. We don't have anything in our mind. And I was told myself, those things can never understand because we are talking about facts, not what you can brag of. So they said we need tissue, but I think they need all the tissues. So I think you should give them the tissue. Yeah.
I see. That's interesting. And this beautiful lady here, you supported your sister here on stage. How was it for you?
It was cool because I knew we were going to win. Yes, so we won.
So you have heard the victors for today. That's Louis Senior High School and Oppon Memorial getting to the next stage of the Love FM High Schools here at the Christian Service University. Tomorrow, God willing, will come your way with Contest 3 and Contest 4. But I would like to say thank you to our collaborators, the Ghana Education Service, the Ashanti Regional Students Representative Council, the Conference of Heads of Assisted Senior High Schools, Joy Prime, Joy Learning, WDS, and of course, the Christian Service University and our proud sponsors. Keep tuned in to Joy Learning, Joy Prime for the Love FM High Schools debate. My name is Patricia Bosu. From all of us here at Production in Kumasi, we say we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, and remember that the Love FM High Schools debate, we give our younger ones the voice, of course, when it comes to issues of national interest. Can we all go like bye-bye, or are you going to wave your school cloth or something? Okay, so that's Oppon Memorial, and from all of us here, we do say